Well, hello, good afternoon, good evening to Cambodia, good afternoon to South Africa. Yes, it's Pepper Zeko. My name is Andre, and thank you very, very much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. For those of you who watch live, thank you very, very much for watching live. For those who are watching on the replay, thank you very much for watching on the replay. Well, we are not on any specific subject today or anything like that. So we'll just be trawling around a little bit of the newspapers, a little bit of tweets. Is something I want to take a look at on the Quora as well and see what opinions are in there. But otherwise, welcome to Pepper Zeko. It's the ordinary man in the street from the outside looking into everything and anything. So we are not having a research discussion or panel discussion on anything. Although, please, if you are interested in anything, please drop us a mail at peppersecco. There we go. peppersecco@gmail.com. PEPRSECHO. Yes, no double P and no E. It is correct as such. Drop me a mail if you would like to come on the show. Chat to me about something. Tell us about something of interest. Doesn't need to be political, doesn't need to be South African, doesn't need to be Cambodian, can be anything whatsoever at all. Anything interesting would be of great interest to us, and I would love to have you along there as well. Then don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the little bell icon. Only way that I get around and out over here is to be able to have a few likes and subscribes. Actually, talking about subscribes, I don't know if I have touched a nerve with one or two people in the process, but I seem to have lost 2 subscribers in the process. So, sorry for you if I've lost you. No, fine. I'm actually hoping to build up subscribers, but yeah, not very much as such. I have not tried to find another hour either. So, all's fair in love and war, as they say. But yes, it's just basically questions that I create. Maybe a couple of opinions. I'm open to be swayed as well. I don't have any prejudice against any differences or anything to that effect. Although I do give you my opinion where I am feeling pretty strongly about it as such. One of those opinions at the moment, I'd just like to, let's get you in there. Celebrities who support Joe Biden. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Vivica A. Fox, Stephen and Aisha Curry, Jay Leno, Bruce Springsteen, Tracy Ellis Ross, Larry David and Jason Alexander, Cardi B, Mark Cuban, The Chicks, Michelle Kwan, Keegan Michael Key, Howard Stern, Zoe Deschanel and Jonathan Scott, Jon Stewart, Aubrey Plaza, Common and John Legend, Diplo, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, Kat Cora and Nicole Cora Elrich, Jimmy Buffett, Billy Porter, Billie Jean King, Barbara Streisand, Jennifer Hudson, Anna Wintour, Titus Burgess, Rob Rayner, Dion Cheadle, David Crosby, Drew Carey, John Legend, Tia Carrera, these freaking rocket scientists, Kristen Chenoweth, George Clooney, Andy Cohen, Cher, Robert De Niro, Sheryl Crow, Sarah Cooper, Shia LaBeouf, Robert Redford, Madonna, James Taylor, Ben Affleck, Dustin Hoffman, Neil Young, Wanda Sykes, George Takei. I think we're getting to the end. Mark Hamill, Donna Dixon, Whoopi Goldberg, Mandy Moore, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Leonardo DiCaprio, Melissa Etheridge, George R.R. Martin, Willie Nelson. I think that's about the end of that one there. From Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, John Legend, Tracy Ellis Ross, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Dwayne Johnson, The Chick, Cher, Brad Pitt, Stephen King, Billie Eilish, Tom Hanks, Zoe Deschanel, Jennifer Hudson, Common, Barbara Streisand, Mark Ruffalo, Howard Stern, Jay Leno, Eva Longoria, Cardi B. I have a big message, so I'm getting somewhere with this. All these Biden supporters. Kerry Washington, Larry David, Don Cheadle, Padma Lakshmi, Jennifer Lawrence, Billie Jean King, Vivacia Fox, Robert Redford, Leonardo DiCaprio, Andy Cohen, Mark Hamill, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Kristen Chenoweth, Robert De Niro, Sheryl Crow, Ben Affleck, Anna Wintour, Jon Stewart, Madonna, George Takei, Keegan-Michael Key, Whoopi Goldberg, Justin Timberlake, Bruce Springsteen, Mandy Moore, George R.R. Martin, Alyssa Milano, Beyonce, George Clooney, Aubrey Plaza, Rob Reiner, Jonathan Van Ness, Jennifer Lopez, Mindy Kaling. Oh, I don't know, Ava DuVernay, Billy Porter, Natalie Portman, Jessica Biel. It's ridiculous that these names, Eminem, Kirstie Alley, Scott Baio, Stephen Baldwin. Okay, no. Let me just, before I go to Stephen Baldwin and Kirstie Alley and them, I do apologize. Those are Trump supporters so far. But yeah, I'm not going to go through them, but there is a whole list of actors and actresses. Ben Affleck, Catherine Allison, Jennifer Aniston, Ben Barnes, Meredith Baxter, Chloe Bennett, Sandra Bernard, Stephen Boyer, Amy Brenner. It's ridiculous at the amount. Look here. These are all Biden supporters. All Biden supporters. Now I have a message for these puppets in Hollywood, because they're actors. They portray things. They go into a stage and they pretend to be what they are not. And then they develop these godlike images of themselves, and they think they're philosophers and the most intelligent leaders and advisors and whatever you want to call it, when all they are plain actors. They're actors. They act something. They're entertainers. They are not gods. They are not philosophers. They are not consultants, although they think that they are these highly educated philosophers. One big message to these Biden supporters who were all for it. You know what? They were all anti this and anti that and Biden this. I'd like to tell you one thing. From the bottom of Afghanistan's heart, they say thank you very, very much. Thank you to all you wise-ass actors, all you wise-ass Hollywood pricks, for having someone like Biden in power that would drop a nation like that. 20 years worth, the Taliban have taken over. They live in fear. People were dying, jumping onto those aircrafts, grabbing onto the wheels while they were trying to take off. Take a look at the report from Chris Wyatt. It's absolutely freaking lootly amazing. Every single one of you pricks who voted Biden in, thank you very, very much from the bottom of the heart of the fear-ridden, terror-stricken Afghanistanians. Probably my own word that, but anyway. You made it possible. You entitled godlike characters in Hollywood who cannot bear to be spoken against. Although all you are a bunch of puppet entertainers. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. I quite enjoy a lot of the movies. I enjoy Tom Hanks. I enjoy The Rock. I enjoy George Clooney. But I think you're a bunch of pathetic arseholes when it comes to wanting to air your political views and not sticking to your entertainment industry, which you are. You are not the Dalai Lama. You are not governors. You are not lawbringers. You are not the Illuminati. You are entertainers. That's what you are. Far overpaid. And all you do is act as people who you are not. And you influence so many others. And for every single person, and I agree with Chris Wyatt. If you watch Chris Wyatt's stream, every single one of you idiots who voted Biden in, look at what you've done. Look at the tragedy you've caused. Look at the fear you've put into people's hearts. Look at the absolute terror that you have created by having some chicken shit president pull out immediately. It is ridiculous. I'm not going to cover over Afghanistan. I think that has been covered to death this week already in the news and views and everything to that effect as well. But all I want to say is, you know, the likes of Meryl Streep, who thinks she's become goddess of the world, a Madonna, a Robert Redford, Al Pacino, and I love his movies. I just think that they're absolute entitled godlike characteristics that they've decided that they are just stink, absolutely stink. Instead of sticking to entertainment, they want who they can maneuver. And when you are in the White House and you cannot be maneuvered by Hollywood, Hollywood doesn't agree with you. But you're happy to take the American money. You're happy to take the world's money in that sense as well. And for the rest of you plebs in America who actually voted for Biden, shame on you. Shame on you. It's an absolute catastrophe and dreadful that this should occur as such. But yeah, what can we do? Who are we? We are only the man in the street. Let's take a look. What does News 24 have for us today? Home Affairs captures mind-numbing evidence of officials aiding and abetting Bushiri unearthed. Investigators have unearthed mind-numbing evidence on how officials aided and abetted fugitive pastor Shepherd Bushiri. Yeah, doesn't go far. Groote Schuur Hospital Board condemns anti-vaxxers' disrespectful demonstration, demoralizing sentiments. What's that all about? What is that all about? Cyril, why are you lying? Yeah, probably because he's not sitting. Control the she, I don't know what it is. We support something. Unvaccinated, uncensored, unmasked, unafraid. Yeah, until somebody dies next to you. You know what you have? You know what? Inconsiderate, selfish, I don't know. And then they say, well, the vaxxers look down on the unvaxxed. Look at the people causing the biggest boo, yeah. Let's take a look. The Groote Schuur Hospital Board has condemned claims made by anti-COVID-19 vaccine demonstrators during a protest outside the hospital. It has described the claims as humiliating and demoralizing. More than 1,000 hospital staffers have been infected and 20 died as a result of COVID-19. But still, these idiotic people. And you do not see vaxxers walking around with signs going, get vaccinated, proud and vaccinated, vaxxed, laxed and happy or whatever. No, but you'll find these guys, no, they don't want to wear a mask. They don't want to be vaccinated. They want to be entitled. The rest of the world needs to kit up and protect for their sake. Anti-COVID-19 vaccine demonstrators claimed on Saturday that Groote Schuur Hospital was a gas chamber, while healthcare staff workers hard to take care of COVID-19 patients were disrespectful, humiliating, and demoralizing, the hospital board said. Now, you can imagine that. You've got a hospital full of people dying of COVID-19, and then you've got these disrespectful little shits walking around outside at boards going, I don't want to be vaccinated, proud, unmasked, and unvaccinated. How dare you? The board was reacting to demonstrators outside the hospital on Saturday, during which the protesters held anti-vaccine placards and called on the government to support those who do not want to be vaccinated. Well, the crux of their gripe focuses on anti-vaccinated sentiments. They have taken aim and attacked our valued staff in a manner that is deeply disrespectful, accusatory, humiliating, and demoralizing, labeling this hospital, which has treated thousands of patients, COVID and non-COVID, as a gas chamber, and blatantly accusing our staff killing patients is deeply disturbing and unacceptable, the board has said in a statement. COVID idiots. Look at that idiot. A healthcare worker holds up a sign aimed at anti-COVID-19 vaccine protesters outside Groote Schuur Hospital in Cape Town. How proud can you be of being such a knob, if I can say that? Added the group had no regard for more than 1,000 personnel. So, of course, we're grouping up more than what we should group up. But I suppose that's your right in your little short-sighted way. 1,000 personnel who were infected had no regard for the more than 1,000 personnel who were infected in their line of duty and the 20 staff members who died of COVID-19. So, yeah, while you do have a right to choose to vaccinate or not, your further utterances denying the existence of COVID-19 are direct indictment on the very patients with COVID-19 we are caring for today. They are fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters who are fighting their lives while you're dismissing their pain and suffering and labeling them. The Western Cape government urged the public to get vaccinated against COVID-19 to avoid falling ill and possible hospitalization. It encouraged people to get informed on COVID-19 and vaccines from trusted and reliable sources. No, we'll rather try everything else. We'll go and find some kind of animal medication and suck on that. It's got enough professionals saying that it'll work. There's enough professionals that say a vaccine will work as well. But we, in our own little closed minds, want to not do that. It's like a little kid. You know what? I can do it, but I won't do it because I don't have to and I won't and I can't. It's just like naughty little children. There's protesters meet outside Groote Schuur Hospital. Outside a hospital, people, please. And that's in the Western Cape. And the Western Cape government is saying get vaccinated. I mean, the Western Cape's probably one of the most responsible governments that you can get over there. It's run by the DA. So please, guys, they're protesting against mandatory vaccination. Vaccination remained voluntary, and the provincial government had not changed its stance on this. Vaccines are safe and highly effective in preventing severe COVID-19 illness. Doctors are already noting the major positive impact that vaccines are having. Provincial health spokesman Mark van der Heever said, we encourage residents to get the information from trusted, reliable sources. If they are unsure, they should please speak to their local clinic, hospital to get more information about the vaccine. We encourage residents to please get their vaccines as soon as possible. But no, South Africa is very, very happy to sit back and blame the government. Now, the government are a bunch of yahoos and a bunch of idiots. I agree 150%. But yeah, you know what? Do I have to come every week and actually look at this and go, what a bunch of twats? You bunch of unvaxxers. Cambodia, guys, that's why I'm not wearing a hat. I actually take my hat off for them. They don't have the straightest arrow of a government either. But one thing they have done is got the vaccinations right. It's like, we'll roll this out and our country will be vaccinated. Bottom line, no one's argued. Everyone's masked up. 90% of the country, maybe less, has been vaccinated already. They're expecting to hit herd immunity by the end of the year. And wow, we've got Delta variants which are challenging Cambodia hectically, but they are able to navigate it pretty successfully because, I would say, to the success rate of the vaccination rollout. And the point that we don't have all these yahoos running around with signs and bleating entitlement and, you know what, working on the front line. You know what, you want to work as a health worker, you want to work as a teacher, you want to work as somebody at the medical or in the business where you're working with people, and then you don't want to take your vaccination. Selfish. Sis. Here's another. Now you go for ivermectin. Now, I unfortunately have been one who said, like, I have no problem with ivermectin. You know what? If it works for you, especially in South Africa, where you haven't been able to vaccinate because of the problems, there is the Food and Drug Administration in the US has urged the public to stop using ivermectin to treat COVID-19. In South Africa, ivermectin is registered for use in animals. Reacting to the FDA's warning, Wits professor of vaccinology, Shabir Mahdi, says there is no scientific evidence to support its use for the treatment of COVID-19 in humans. There is no robust scientific evidence to support the issue of ivermectin for the treatment of COVID-19, says University of Witwatersrand. It's reacting to the recent warning from the Food and Drug Administration in the US about the use of the drug, which is meant for animals. In South Africa, ivermectin is registered for use in animals, which allows veterinarians and other trained personnel to prescribe it as an antiparasitic agent for a variety of animals. The bottom line is that there is no robust scientific evidence to support its use as a prophylaxis of treatment of COVID-19. Last week saw the reaction of the original meta-analysis that suggests that there might be some benefit. However, it's been retracted as one of the major studies that influenced the results has been uncovered to being scientifically flawed, he said. He referred to a tweet by senior visiting research fellow of the University of Liverpool's pharmacology department, Dr. Andrew Hill, that the original research which suggested ivermectin might benefit humans has been withdrawn due to the scientifically flawed studies it relied on. Wikipedia is not allowed to publish the recent meta-analysis on ivermectin. Furthermore, it is not allowed to say anything concerning ivermectin, showing the 61 studies comprising 23,000 patients, which revealed a 96% reduction in death. Our meta-analysis of survival for ivermectin had to be retracted after one of the main studies was suspected of medical fraud. With the revised version, there is no statistically significant survival benefit for ivermectin, so the original version should not be quoted. In a statement, the FDA said the unapproved drug could cause serious harm, adding that ivermectin was not an antiviral drug. There seems to be a growing interest in a drug called ivermectin to treat the humans with COVID-19. Ivermectin is often used in the US to treat or prevent parasites to animals. Well, it hasn't got the parasites off the humans in South Africa because they're still stupid enough not to want to get vaccinated. I don't mind. You know what? I'm just saying, if it works for you, you know what? If it's for an animal, it's probably not going to kill you. So if it actually works for you, go ahead. I'm not against an ivermectin, especially if you're in South Africa waiting for your vaccination. I do believe that there are people that could have been spared death if they had their vaccinations. People close by that I know that have just passed away of late, and it's absolutely ridiculous how people are talking against it. Death toll rises by 268. There we go in South Africa. Scared to get vaccine? Yeah, the facts. Go on to News 24. Get your facts. Yeah, you can get facts any which way you want to. As I've said before, you just know the right thing and you know what is right. So please. Where's my Quora? Let's take a look, see if I can log in there. Let's take you out of there for so long. So, yeah. But one thing I was actually trying to figure out, and now Quora wants me to log in for some unknown reason. I thought I was logged into my Quora. And now I don't know if I'm logged into it or not, but I just want to see. There was a question, but I don't know if I'm going to find it. Why do South Africans go barefoot so much? Let's take a look. I'm busy. I'm in the Quora at the moment, and these are the things I like chatting about. Why are South African women so curvy? Poikikos. Wake up, what's it? No, pillowcase advertisement. Why do South Africans go barefoot so much? So let's take a look. I know many South Africans who would not be caught dead going barefoot anyway. No, I would not go to town barefoot, but have you guys actually checked? You go to town in South Africa, and then you'll get these adult males that walk into the shops barefoot. And then they leave these greasy, sweaty, brown footprints along behind them. I used to work in a computer retail store, and we had like white tiles. And adults, I'm talking about adults, anything from 20 to 50 years old, used to come with his T-shirt and his rugby shorts, or maybe his button-up shirt and his shorts, and barefoot come walking in there. The best is, of course, always the rugby socks, the black church shoes with short pants and a button-up shirt, or a golf shirt with rugby socks. And he'd walk in there with his wife, and his wife's dressed to the nines, and he's with it. Yeah, well, anyway. So what does it say? I cannot answer for the majority, as everyone is different, but I have many reasons for walking barefoot sometimes. I'm at work the whole week, and a barefoot stroll through my garden helps me feel grounded and connected, not to mention the relief of not having to wear my usual high heels. Yeah, very nice, and much agreed. Women look very good in high heels out there. But not to mention the relief not having to wear. Remember that the stereotype are not always an accurate reflection. It is important to keep in mind that everyone is unique. Now, I wonder if any other country in the world has people that go barefoot to town. That is all I want to know, because I agree, at home, take your shoes off. It's where you get heated the most. Even when I get home, nicest thing is to kick off my shoes. And I don't wear high heels. But if you take a look at South Africa, inevitably you've got adults, not only children. Now, first of all, when my kids went to school, I went to town, I would not let them get into the car without at least having slops on or something like that. You know, sandals, slops, shoe, whichever, but you don't go barefoot. And now in South Africa, you get these like, yeah, near, we going cold foot, barefoot. Why is Africa the continent which has been mostly abused even throughout history? Because we've had dumb dipshit leaders. That's why. Why are the reasons for colored and Cape Malay people in Cape Town and Western Cape Province wanting independence from the rest of the country? We'll cover that. As a Dutch speaker, how familiar does Afrikaans sound? We used to have a guy in the hotels when I was working at one of the hotel groups, and I was there in 94 when the new voting and everything and the whole swing was coming. And there's a Dutch guy from Geneva, a very nice chap, and Mr. Janssen. And they were with the United Nations to observe, etc., etc. And in the evenings after we finished shift, we'd often sometimes sit down and have a cup of coffee and chat. And he spoke Dutch, and we then reverted to Afrikaans. And if we actually spoke quite slowly with each other, we could actually pretty much understand each other. It was pretty amazing. Why does Africa have such a bad reputation? Because they're ruled by idiots. Africa does not have a Japan or a Canada whose qualities outweigh the negatives associated with their wide regions. Second, the impact of empire has left Africa with a disproportionate disparate position in Western mind, but not in any sense that is real. It is a place where Europeans did stuff or had stuff happen to them, even after independence. That basic assumption still holds. The people might as well not exist. Finally, Africa's soft power is, Schrodinger's cat. Unlike the cat, observation does not just kill it, mystifies it. For example, Africa, let me just zoom in there. I'm struggling to read onto that screen. For example, I've lost my place, sorry. For example, Africa has many good athletes. However, when they become successful, they're associated not with Africa, but with an internationalized identity. Salah is Muslim, Mane is black or Barmy. Nobody thinks of Ronaldo or Messi primarily as Christian or white. Even Michael Jordan or LeBron James are thought of as Americans. First, their fixed identities reflect positively on their countries. Maine, by the way, is Senegalese, like Akon and several successful footballers. Salah is Egyptian, the record winner of the African National Cup. Not just athletes, pretty much everyone. Okay, so, why do you get a bad rap? Because African countries can't do for their people what other countries can. So you leave. Why are South African women so curvy? Let's look at this. There's no real specific proof of anything. Pop, Millie Pop. I believe it could be due to the San-Ad mixture. San Bushmen women were known to have a higher incidence of steatopigia compared to other groups of Africans. When Bantus arrived in South Africa, they mixed with the indigenous San people and may have picked up this genetic trait. Okay, but that is very much looking at black women. What about the curvy white woman? They eat pop and vleis as well. And the pop stays behind and makes a lot of vleis. Because colored Afrikaans and even many English white South Africans have Khoisan they have Khoisan ancestry. And the Khoisan were curvy, especially in buttocks area, an adaptation to the dry desert climate. Okay, so they're adapting to the dry South African climate due to their Khoisan hereditary. And this is what makes South African women that curvy. It's so that they can live in that climate. You can thank the Khois, yeah. Even Afrikaner and Asian sailors dipped into the chocolate goodness, hence the Cape Malays and the thick Afrikaner females. The best of the crossbreeding is the Zulus and the Khois. Okay, I'm not going to go any further there because I'm sure I'm going to get shot any minute now. What if the Dutch, if South Africa, do all young children attend school barefoot? Lady, you're living in some kind of stupid world. But yeah, I know they take off their shoes. I don't know about now, but we used to have to wear our school shoes. I know some schools said you can go barefoot, but I don't know now. I stand corrected. What nationality are you if you are born in South Africa? Interesting. Let's finish off with this one. As a born South African, I'm qualified to answer this. If you are born in South Africa, on South African soil and its territories or waters, you are issued a birth certificate as South African. At least one parent must be a South African citizen. At age 16, you may apply for an identity document identifying you as a South African citizen. You may then apply for a privilege as in any other country and be granted a passport. You are therefore South African citizen, nothing else exotic or language or race. Now don't be mistaken about what South Africa means. Google a map of sub-Saharan Africa, the country on the very tip of Africa, extending upward and bordered by the Limpopo River and Kalahari Desert in the north. That is South Africa. Only that. The country is all that the President Mandela was in charge of. All other Southern Africa countries are not South Africa. They have their own populations, government currencies, police, military, citizenship, passports, while South Africans can travel relatively easy in these countries, not that they want to. They enjoy no special privileges or rights, or no citizen and are not citizens of this country. What's this one say? The Republic of South Africa is one of the few countries that follows restricted jus soli, right of the soil method of awarding citizenship. Anyone born in this territory of RSA, including on its territorial waters and its airspace, is by birth South African, only if at least one parent is South African citizen or South African permanent resident, him, herself, no matter their marital status. Hence, this does not apply to children born in South Africa, to people having diplomatic immunity, or those who are temporarily visiting, studying, working, or illegally living in South Africa. So you can't just hop over and illegally have a baby quickly and we'll make him a citizen and he'll be we'll be the parents of a South African citizen. Person born outside RSA by descent South African, if at least one parent is South African citizen. In this case, having a South African PR status doesn't count. So if you are born in South Africa, it depends on your residency, nationality of your parents, whether you are by birth South African or not. It's basically what it is everywhere. You can very well have two or more nationalities from birth. For instance, you have a Kenyan parent or is a PR or product or whatever of South Africa or RSA, and a Tongan parent, and you were born in RSA, you can then a Kenyan, South African. But no one really wants, we want to go and get born in the States. We want to get born in London. We want to get born somewhere where we can actually get something. We'll compare that another time. What's up, tweets? SA Police Service. Security forces on high alert, ready to ensure the safety of South Africans amidst threats of national shutdown. What national shutdown? I'm, of course, behind time on my news. There's no one bobbing me around, so I don't know. Kearsley College seizing the day for 100 years. KwaZulu-Natal business operators seek safety assurance. Yeah, this is what it looks like in the one store after the bunch of palookas went looting. Talking English doesn't mean you're intelligent. You just communicate. Yeah, it doesn't mean you're intelligent. Intelligence comes by being responsible. South Africa's pretty good for documentaries at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Americans care more about pronouns than the fate of the Afghan woman. Thank you. That's written by Ayan Hirsi Ali. Biden's most heartless betrayal. Yeah. At least the LBGT or whatever is followed by Biden. So he'll look after them. Fuck Afghanistan. Bunch of arseholes, Biden followers. Kill people like that. But it's okay. Door to door in Soweto with the Tshwane mayoral candidacy. Who says you need a fancy camera to take a magnificent picture? Phone and a flash of inspiration were all it took to snap these breathtaking images, which were all winners in the 14th iPhone Photography Awards. Very sweet. When the horse deworming medicine kicks in. There we go. You always talk about the vaccine, but yeah, when ivermectin actually turns you around a little bit, then don't vaccinate. I take ivermectin. Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah, and then the protesters in Cape Town, economic freedom fighters who were arrested and granted E3000 bail, each have all been released now. No, they never nailed them. DA to announce mayoral candidates. I just want to look up one thing before we go, just to get a little bit of fun facts. I always like to just take a look at this. That one's been stuck there for years. And ending off with a fun fact. A Californian couple named Helen and Les Brown were both born on the 31st of December, 1918. They married for 75 years and both lived to the age of 94 until they both died in 2013, one day apart. How perfect can that be? Guys, thank you very, very much for being with me, for listening, for watching. Please do drop us a note, drop us a line on Peppersecho, PEPRSECHO@gmail.com, or else leave us in the comments. Please drop us a like, subscribe. Very, very much appreciate it as such. And yes, if you've got any ideas, please pop on the show. Don't forget to catch Ronaldo Gous, Chris Wyatt. Don't forget Morning Shot. Morning Shot, really, really good for your daily news. You catch it at 7 o'clock in the morning on YouTube. It's Roman Cabernac. In the afternoon is Wind Down, Morning Shot Wind Down. Chris is usually daily. South African time, 8 o'clock, Ronaldo Gous. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Wednesdays with Chris Wyatt, with the Colonel. Friday nights kom praat 'n bietjie kak. And then don't forget old Joe Emilio also gets around, and Jeremy is also around there somewhere. From my side, thank you very, very much. I really, really appreciate you being with me. Please do come on the show sometime. Please do send some ideas. I would really, really love them, and look forward to being able to discuss them. We'll take a look next week and maybe get some other facts and things to go wrong. From my side, take care, be good. If you can't be good, please be kind. Cheers, cheers.